Another week tonight starts for Swick Volleyball in a week where some may consider it redemption. Swick a 0-2 Friday at the Blazer Classic in Vincennes, Indiana, losing to the host Trailblazers in 4 sets and then losing to a national ranked top 20 team in the country in Mineral Area. Coming into this week, Swick is now looking to find themselves back in a spot where they were just a few days ago. Swick came into Friday with a lot of high hopes, a lot of high optimism, but all that came crashing down against those two teams. Tonight, Swick will look to rebound and get back in the win column and get their first win in region play, as tonight kicks off 3 straight region games this week, and it's a 5-game week for the Blue Storm. Tonight, it's the Falcons of Southeastern Illinois College coming in to take on the Blue Storm of Southwestern Illinois College here in Region 24 play. Welcome into our Swick Volleyball pregame show. Steven Stock here with you. Glad to have you along. And a new week starts this week, and a new week that where Swick is going to look to rebound. And tonight, you're going to have 2 fairly way easier games than it was on Friday. Tonight and tomorrow, you're going to get Shawnee tomorrow night after Southeastern Illinois tonight. And then you're going to get Lakeland College on Wednesday, which is going to be a big one. I know Swick would like to be right where they want to be, where they were last year in the Region 24 tournament, where they took down Lakeland in 3 sets. But that's a big game. If Swick can win tonight and tomorrow, get back to how they're playing, they kind of run through the competition night, make the 2 games quick, and they get ready for Lakeland on Wednesday. You're in a good spot right there. If you could, hopefully pull that one out, you feel like maybe you're back to where you want to be. Swick will then get Indian Hills on Friday night at Lakeland College, part of the Lakeland tournament. That's a 5 o'clock open and serve. And then on Saturday, they will get Mineral Area at Lakeland at 1 o'clock. So you're going to get Mineral Area again. We'll see how much Swick has learned since then. And you're going to get Indian Hills on Friday, which is the big one. And they're a national ranked opponent again. Swick just lost to one in Mineral Area on Friday. Essentially Vincennes as well. I mean, Vincennes is, you do the math, they're probably top 30 at least. I mean, the bare minimum top 35 in the country, but I would say top 30. I don't think there's 35 better schools than Vincennes. They got a good team. And I kind of want to talk about those 2 games here in our pregame. We're also going to hear from head coach Warren Thomas coming up here just a little bit in a few minutes to talk about Friday, get his thoughts, because I think his thoughts today are very much needed coming into tonight. Someone that we got to get his insight from, because first thing I told him Friday night after the game, we could sit down to eat, and I say, he kind of asked, what I thought, and I said, well, it's early. This is not supposed to be perfect, on the 7th and 8th game of the season. This is a long way there. Yeah, we didn't play well. I thought we could have played a lot better, especially against Mineral Area. I thought we absolutely collapsed. We collapsed against Vincennes. Let's be real. They doubled our points. This is an insane thing. Swick was up 18-9. 18-9 in set 1. Midway through. And they only won by 2 points in set 1, 25-23. And then Vincennes took the second, 25-12. Ended up taking the third one as well by a couple points. I apologize, I don't have that pulled up in front of me. 1 sec. What was that third set? It was like 25-17. Yeah, 25-17. In those 2.5 sets, 25-22, 25-12, 25-17. Vincennes doubled our points. It was like 66-30, I think it was. Something like that. In a lot of that span. Swick collapsed. You take away that mid-set collapse, you're in a better spot, because Swick was right there as Vincennes in the 4th, 25-22. And that was my comment. I said, if we find a way to pull out that 4th set at the end, we get 2 more straight points right there. We tie it up at 24, find a way to win it, and we go to a 5th set. We're taking that 5th set. I don't care. I think we got a good shot to take that 5th set. Which changes things, and it kind of brings me back to a point against Ren Lake. We saw, it's gonna be 2 weeks ago. Wow, that's great. 12 days ago against Ren Lake, where Swick was up by a little bit, and Red Lake went on a couple runs, and Swick we saw did not play a full game, a complete game. That is exactly what happened against Vincennes. They did not play 100%, and that's something Swick's got to be better on, is being more consistent. They got to be able to finish these games. Swick could very easily beat Vincennes. I think they could easily take in a fifth set. They had Vincennes on the ropes in set one, 18-9. 18-9. They finished it off on the 13-7 run right there. Swick was up 5-0. They made Vincennes burn a timeout 5 points in. So that's the first game, and I'm very interested to see come up October 9th when Vincennes will make the travel back here to Swick, and how that game will go. Swick has lost every single meeting. I think it's 14 straight now, with the Trailblazers of Vincennes going back to 2006 last time they won. And there's another streak on the line against Middle Area, where it's now been 12. Is it 12 or is it 13 now? I forget. It's 13 straight. It doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm thinking this. I'm acting like this is a good stat. Oh yeah, we've lost 13 straight games due to a set shutout. It's a good stat. No, I think it's 13 straight. Yeah, it is now. Where's my math at? 12 straight. Okay, 12 straight. Swick has lost 13 straight. It's been earlier, but 12 straight of those have been 3 set shutouts. Maryland is a good team. I'm not trying to say, Swick should have won that. It's tough. I think Maryland outplayed us, which I expected. Maryland is a good team. It's really tough to beat. There's a reason why we haven't taken a set on them in 12 straight matchups. But I will say this, though. I thought Swick had a lot of moments there in the game where they were right there at the middle area. They had a run in the third set. They got it from 8-4, 4-0 run, and then it went right back to 8. And Swick never got back into it. I thought they could have played a little bit better there. They got to hit better, though. I think that's the main thing. Swick's got to be able to hit better. They got to be able to pass better. They got to play better defense, better receive. I thought Swick had moments on Friday that they looked solid, and then as I mentioned, moments where they just did not look like they were 100% as a team. And I say this, I hope, and I think it will. I think it will come around. Swick, again, we talk about this. We're 8 games into the season. Swick's got a lot of talent. I mean, I talk about these freshmen; they're talented. We know the sophomores from last year are really talented. They will put it all together. Is my hope, and I think that will end up happening. They'll put it all together. But there's a lot of things that got to happen. I mean, Swick had some good performances. I thought Grace Johnson had a good day. I don't know how many total kills she had. I know she had a lot against Vincennes. Addie Walton, libero, has been really just a strong constant back there. There's a couple other players. I think Brooke Miller had some good moments as well on Friday. But coming into this week, though, we just got to bounce back. I'm hoping 2-0 to start the week. Lakeland, we got to win that, and then see what happens against 2 national-ranked opponents over the weekend at Lakeland. All right. Continue on here with our Swick Volleyball pregame show. Head coach Warren Thomas joins me next.
Continue on here with our Swick Volleyball pregame show. Swick will open up the week this week with 3 region games. They'll get Southeastern Illinois College tonight, the Falcons, and we welcome in head coach Warren Thomas. Coach, first time you and I get to sit down this season, and it comes after a Friday, last Friday, where you guys went 0-2 in the Blazer Classic. You guys lost to Vincennes and Middle Area, 2 teams that are top of the country. I'd say top 30 for sure in both of those teams. Kind of to start this conversation off with, what is kind of your overall thoughts? What did you get? What did you see from Friday?
Well, I saw that we are in the show. We can barely put it together and compete against these teams. But we just have to correct some of the things that made us have a downfall. One of those things, serve receive. We really have to be very on point with serve receive. And our defense, I'm really keen on maybe working on blocking, penetrating the net, blocking, and they're out of midline digging. But other than that, I mean, we ran fast with them. We hit as powerful as they did, and kind of pleased in a way. I mean, when you have so many games, like we had a 6-win record, you need something to hit hit you upside the head, and then just focus on improvement areas. So.
Yeah, that was kind of my main takeaway. Is I kind of called it a little bit of an eye opener, a little bit of kind of a reality check, just a little bit to say, hey, we're good, but we're not as good yet as these other teams.
Right.
And I think that's something we're going to see over the course of the season. It's only early on, where you guys hopefully will get better over the course of the season. For in those two games, especially I think the Vincennes games, I told you a little bit. I thought we played really well that first set. I think we were up 18-9 set one, and the Vincennes ended up doubling our points through the end of set one all the way over to set four. But if we lost only the fourth set, 25-22. If we take that, I think we're right there in set five.
Right.
Out of that game, though, I think there was some positives to take out of it.
Oh yeah. I like our being active. How we ran our offense was very good. I'm always focused on running a system that allows us to have one-on-one blocking on our pins. And that was really good. The thing about it, too, though, is then we saw that with Vincennes. When we first started off, their serve receive was kind of lacking.
Yep.
It gave us that surge or whatever. But good teams like that and Mineral Area 2, they will oversight that and come back. And that's what we're going to take from that and apply that to us, to where it's a mindset. You got to figure that out and then move forward and not allow those mistakes to carry over.
Look at that second game against Mill Area. I thought we had some moments in there, but the Cardinals are a good team. They really took over. They had a lot of talent. I mean, they're a good team. You guys are getting them 3 times this year, so you should learn a lot about them. But what did you see the first game, that first time against them?
I saw a lot of spurts of competition with us, and just trying to find that thing to where we can just match point for point with them.
Yes.
It's very doable, but the thing about it is that you have to control your errors.
Yep.
And when you have those build up, it's hard to come back. Even though we tried, but it's hard to come back from that. But I'm kind of looking forward. We played them this weekend.
Yep.
And then they'll be here in about a month to play us at home. But I want to continue to play that high competition, because that's what sets you for the postseason.
You guys look ahead at this week. As I mentioned, to open things up, you guys get 3 region games this week, 2 of them on the road. You get Southeastern Illinois tonight, then you're going to get Shawnee tomorrow and Lakeland Wednesday. Just talk about how tough region play looks like. I've talked about it with you. It looks like there's the teams that were not great last year look to be really good this year, and the top teams are always the top teams.
And that's the nature of volleyball now. I mean, when I first started years back, you can pick and choose what teams were not as competitive.
Yeah.
But now it's a toss in the hat now. You got to really be on your game in order to compete with everybody, and we're getting there to that point. But I'm just really fascinated about this team and the energy they have, and I believe it's going to happen.
You guys, as I mentioned, Lakeland, I think that's a big one on Wednesday before you guys look at Indian Hills and Mineral Area up there this weekend. Let's talk about Lakeland, too. I mean, that's the game that our team that we were able to beat last year in the tournament. We went 0-6 against them in sets in the regular season. We sweep them in the postseason. I think that's really intriguing one on Wednesday.
Well, I'd like to see that carry over from last season.
Yeah.
And not have a step back. I know we have multiple freshmen here, but each day they've been in camp and in our first part of the season, I tried to instill in them what our season was like prior to that, and where we are now and how they have to continue that route. Being a 4-year or 2-year school, is hard to do that because it's a turnover every single year. And this is one of our biggest ones I've had ever since coaching here at SWIC. But I'm ready for the challenge, and I think they are ready for the challenge too.
You look at the Falcons tonight after the 0-2 day on Friday. What do you want to see out of your girls today? And obviously want to win, but what specifically are you looking to see?
I'm looking for comeback energy. I'm looking for not to look in the past to where we went 0-2, but let that teach us what we need to do. And we had a long meeting prior to coming out here on the court for warm-up. But I'm looking for that in them, that energy, that fire that says, you know what, we've learned from this and we're moving on. And the things that we were not as good at, focus now to make it better. And hopefully we'll see that tonight.
Coach, thank you for taking time. Good luck this week. Let's keep it rolling. Get back to where we were last week. That'd be great. Get win streak going again, I guess.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
We welcome here today here at the Portland campus of Southwestern College for tonight's women's volleyball game inside Region 24, featuring the visiting Falcons of Southeastern Illinois College and your Blue Storm of Southwestern Illinois College. Before we meet tonight's starting lineups, we ask you to please rise and join us in the playing of our national anthem. Now let's meet tonight's start lineup. First, we visiting Falcons of Southeastern Illinois College, who come into tonight's game with an overall record of 0 wins and 6 losses and an 0-3 record in Region 24 play. First off for the Falcons, start at middle, a freshman out of Vienna, Illinois, number 0, Casey Norris. Starting outside, a freshman out of Marion, Illinois, number 11, McKinley Miller. Starting it outside, a freshman out of Goodrich, Michigan, number 12, Anna Hawley. Starting it outside, a freshman out of Brazil, number 13, Emerson Wingler. Starting on right side, header, a freshman out of Huron, Illinois, number 20, Janiyah Harrison. Starting at center, a sophomore out of St. Helena, Illinois, number 21, Amy Gower. And the libero tonight for the Falcons is a freshman out of Grayville, Illinois, number 1, Addie Tate. The Falcons are coached by John Watts, assisted by Brianna Pickering. Now it's time to meet your starting lineup for your Blue Storm of Southwestern Illinois College, who come into tonight's game with an overall record of 6 wins and 2 losses and no one record in Region 24 play. First up at center, a freshman out of Hardin, Illinois, number 7, Lacey Holden. Starting outside hitter, a sophomore out of Addison, Illinois, number 9, Grace Johnson. Starting outside hitter, a freshman out of Bernie, Missouri, number 10, Bailey Henry. Starting at right side hitter, a freshman out of Conroe, Texas, number 12, Layla Porter. Starting at middle, a sophomore out of Missouri, Illinois, number 13, Ashley Hughes. Starting at middle, a sophomore out of Mount Meyer, Illinois, number 23, Brooke Miller. Your libero for the Blue Storm tonight is a sophomore out of Columbia, Illinois, number 17, Addison Walton. Your Blue Storm are coached by Warren Thomas, assisted by Kelsey Cowan. And we welcome in here to Southwestern Illinois College. Feels good to be back at home after hitting the road on Friday. And Swick looks to get back in the win column tonight as they went 0-2 on Friday against the Trailblazers of Vincennes University and the Cardinals of Mineral Area College. Tonight, it's the Falcons of Southeastern Illinois College inside Region 24 play. As we welcome in Steven Stockman, glad to have you along. Swick 6-2 still, and I think at the end of the day, after Friday, you'll still take that 8 games in, 6-2, because, well, 8 games in last year, Swick was we were 4-4 or 2 and it was like 3-5. We were under 500, but my point is, Swick did not get the 6 wins to 14 games in last season, 6-8. 6-2, 8 games in here, and they get the Falcons, a team that, well, Swick's been able to beat up on over the last years. Southeastern Illinois College had a little bit of a hiatus, I believe it was over 20 years, where they did not have a women's volleyball program. This restarted it in 2021. Since then, Swick has met Southeastern Illinois College 7 times. They hold a 7-0 record against the Falcons, going 21-1 in sets. They look to keep that streak alive here tonight. The Falcons still looking for their first win of the season. They've had a kind of a rough start to the year, and this is a roster that's very inexperienced. Only 1 sophomore out of 14 total players, 13 of them freshmen. On that 1 sophomore, the lone returner, it's their setter, as Swick wasted no time finding Brooke Miller off the touch, and it's a kill, and Swick's on the board first, 1-0. Swick out there tonight, back with that starting lineup. We saw a little bit of changes there on Friday against Vincennes and Mineral Area, but it is Bailey Henry back to serve. Lacey Pullman, the setter, Layla Porter on the right side. Brooke Miller, Ashlyn Hughes in the middle, Grace Johnson on the outside, and libero is Addie Walton, of course. That one's going to be launched out by the Falcons 2-0. Swig looking to take care of business tonight, get back in the win column, take care of business tomorrow at Shawnee, and to get ready for Wednesday at Lakeland College. That should be an absolute showdown. That one is going to be just down to the back line. 3-0 Swick to open things up. Back-to-back hidden errors by the Falcons to start things off tonight. Blue Storm and the Lakers, the Lakeland College owns in at 3-1. We talked about last year, that epic win in the semifinal of the region tournament. 3-set shutout over Lakeland after going 0-6 against them in sets in the regular season. Did a really good job against the Lakers. Falcons here will have Ava Darrow, a freshman out of Flora, Illinois, serving it. This will go to Porter. That one's going to be blocked. Pullman up there, and then no one followed up after Pullman's hit. 3-2, and the Falcons with 2 straight pull within 1. Right there, they just didn't follow it up. Another one coming here for the Falcons. Southeastern Illinois 27-101. That's going to be an ace. Went right off of Walton's hands to the back line, and an ace for the Falcons. We're tied up at 3. A team that came in averaging only 1.16 aces per set, and like I mentioned, it's kind of a rough season. They've went 27-101 since restarting the program back in 2021. Blue Storm will get the Falcons to get in-region play at Southeastern Illinois on the 17th of October, and they're going to give the point to Southeastern Illinois, as there was 4 touches by Swick, and it's 4-3. Got to give a shout-out to one of our refs tonight, I guess it would be, the grandfather of the great August Werner, I went to high school with, Augie Werner. Always give a shout-out to him. He's been doing a couple games here over the last 2 seasons I've been doing Swick volleyball. That's going to be a point for Swick 4-4. He does a great job. I joke around that he gives us some good calls, but he is great, and Werner family is always great, so shout-out to him. 4-4 game, and that's going to be a point for Swick as Southeastern are unable to get it over. 5-4, we have retaken the lead. Addie Walton back to serve. The sophomore libero out of Columbia, Illinois, came in averaging .33 aces per set, 8 of them on the season, 2.21 digs per set. Swing on the right side. Pullman's going to be there going to Walton. She'll set Porter. Left-handed swing. That's going to find a spot back left corner. And it's 6-4. Swick up by 2. Really interested to see how this week will go for Swick. They're going to get Shawnee tomorrow on the road, Lakeland on the road Wednesday, Indian Hills Friday, that's going to be a big one. Midwest District Championship rematch. That one's going to be blocked on the right side. Falcons will try again. Right side, that one's going to be launched over. Walton going to Pullman. Back to Hughes. Little tip over. Falcons are there right in the middle. They'll throw it left side. Tipped over again. Johnson going to Pullman. She'll set back to Grace left side. Blocked. They put that one down. Janiah Harrison going straight down on the block, and it's 6-5. Swick will then wrap up the week with the Cardinals and Mineral Area College at Lakeland. Then you're going to get John A. 2 days later on a Monday. There's a swing, and Grace Johnson's going to get that one back after being blocked. 7-5, sorry. Addie Worson and Leia Furlow will come in. Layla Porter and Lacey Pullman will come out. And it will be Worson back to serve. 16 aces on the year coming into tonight. Get John A. next Monday on the 15th at home. They'll be at Frontier Wednesday. And then you'll get Kaskaskia on that Saturday. There's going to be a block, so we'll make it 8-5. You'll get Mineral Area one more time on the 21st of October. They still get Jefferson College one more time at their place, which I think those two on the road will be huge for Swick to see if they can play in tough atmospheres. As Delia Furlow found a spot down the right line. How about that? You're at the back right corner. It's 9-5. That's going to be one thing that Swick will need to do. I think it was a little bit of a tough atmosphere. I think that first game against Vincennes, obviously they make travel 2.5 hours, and it's all Vincennes fans there, Trailblazer fans. But Swick will need more of that. As I mentioned, you're going to get the Region 24 tournament at Lakeland. That's going to be into the net, and Swick will make it 10-5. They've doubled the Falcons' points early on. You'll be at Lakeland College, and the goal is to win that tournament. If you don't, you won't be able to host the district. You'll have to go to either the Region 24 winner or the Region 16 winner over in Missouri, which could be one of 3 teams. That one's going to be launched to the back line. Grace Johnson on another kill. She makes it 11-5. Last year I believe it was Missouri State West Plains that won the Region 16 tournament. That's a good ball club. No matter who you're going to play in the district, it will be tough, but Region tournament as well. And once we get into that second set, we will have it's Ashlyn Hughes going to put her first one down. There we go, 12-5. Once we get into the second set, we're going to have a timeout here. In between set 1 and set 2, I will have the region stand-ins for you. There's 2 games tonight. Swick in Southeastern Illinois, and then John A. at Shawnee. We're going to be back in a moment. Swick an early lead, 12-5. How about 6 straight? 6-0 run they're currently on into the Falcons timeout. We're back in a moment here from Swick. (12-5), a 7-point lead for the Blue Storm here out of the Falcon timeout. Swick will serve it left to right. Coming back here. Furlow, big swing. Got it off the block, and it's 13-5. Alea Furlow, and I think she's one of those freshmen that you got to keep an eye out over the course of the season. She's had some big flashes 8 games in. And usually when you see those 8 games in, they're going to develop and grow over the year. That one got around the block. And a kill for the Falcons. That ends a run of 7 straight. And it's 13-6. They will send Susie Fritz, a freshman out of Toledo, Illinois, back to serve. Just look at that loss to Vincennes in region play on Friday. Fell down to 8th. That's going to change tonight, hopefully, though, if they can win this one. That's going to be Grace Johnson. Another kill from the right side, and it's Swick leading by 8, 14-6. Maddie Gibbs will check in for the first time. She'll come in for Bailey Henry, and we'll see the sophomore Grace Johnson back to serve. You get a kill, you got to go back to serve. Swick, if they win tonight, just looking at it, they would be tied for 5th with Lakeland and Shawnee. And Shawnee in action tonight against John A. That one's launched out. 15-6. Swick will get Shawnee tomorrow as well, so you're going to have a chance to really move up here And this region tournament this year, only the top 6. Last year was all 10 inside the region. It's top 6 this year, so that's why these standings really matter. And that's going to be a point for Swick. Feel like we're playing well right now. We're obviously up by 10, so something's got to be going right. But 16-6 to score early on. This will be Falcons going right side. Goes to Grace. She'll go to Addie. Sets Ashlyn down line. Launched it too strong and out. And it's 16-7. Top 6 make the region tournament. And all that, it's 2 days. There's the quarterfinals, semifinals, championship, quarterfinals, semifinals played on that Saturday. I think, what is it, the 1st of November. And the championship played the 2nd of November. That one's going to be an ace. 16-8 Falcons leading. Sorry, Blue Storm lead over the Falcons. The ace there by McKinley Miller, the freshman outside out of Marion, Illinois. 13 freshmen. This one's going to be over. Worsen will set Furlow in the middle, launches that one over. Falcons coming back, will go left side in the middle. Walton's there and try to play it, and I believe it might have, was it off of Hughes possibly? Hit the floor though, and a miscommunication, a mistake. That one's an error, making it 16-9. Falcons will serve it again. This one gets over the line drive. Walton, Worsen will set Hughes. Tip over, had it blocked. It's going to go out though. And Swick's up by 8, 17-9. And so that means if those two, you play the quarterfinals and semifinals of the region tournament in one day, the top 2 teams get buys and won't play the last 2 games they, which that's huge if Swick can really get would be top 2. And so we hit over. I think really if you can get top 3 is what you want. So we'll go left side with the Falcons. That one's going to be hit over Henry. Or sorry, going to go to Grace. Out, she'll send it over on a swing. Falcons coming back right side. Tip over. Grace is there. Addie will set Furlow. Right side. Big swing by Nalea, and we're going to get a whistle. And it's going to be a violation against the Falcons. 18-9. Swick has doubled the Falcons' points once again. A violation on Ada Ashcraft, number 22, a freshman for the Falcons. Hughes will launch this one over right in the middle. Falcons will go right side. Set swing off the block and a land. Oh, Grace kept it alive. Addie will go left side for Gibbs. Swing is over. It's going to land for a kill. Maddie Gibbs is on the board. She's averaging 1 kill per set, right at 1.00. She's given Swick a double-digit lead once again, 19-9. Well, Hughes will serve another one over. Falcons will go left side, sending it back. Johnson going to Worsen. Back to Hughes from the back row. Hits it over. Falcons are there. They'll send it back. Hughes just sends it right back over on the first hit. Southeastern Illinois got to find something here. They had a libero had to come in all the way from the left side of the court to the right to get into that, and then Swick will hit it into the net. It's 19-10. I feel like Vincennes will end up getting the 1 seed of the regional. I could be wrong. They're 4-0, but to the contrary, they haven't played John A. They haven't played Kaskaskia yet. That one's going to land right in the middle. Swick will get the point back, 20-10. So we'll see, but they're 4-0 right now. I just don't want to play Vincennes. That's the team we're trying to avoid. We got lucky last year. We didn't have to play them all the way up to the championship. It really worked out well, even though we were the 4 seed and got the 1 seed at Lakeland. It all worked out. But we'll see what happens this year. I mean, we got to be able to beat our region. That's a swing on the right side and a kill. Anna Hawley, the freshman out of Michigan, gets the kill, and it's 20-11. Obviously got to get into that tournament first. It's going to be tough. I think really, 4 teams, someone's going to get snubbed. And Frontier, the way Frontier's playing, they're 8-4 overall. They're right. I mean, they're going to be on that cusp right now, 2-1 in region play. Lakeland is 1-1 right now. Leakin Trail they've lost 3 straight region play, which is the thing that hurts. They're 1-3. They did have to play Johnny Logan though. But you got 2 teams, Wabash Valley, Southeastern Illinois. They're both 0-3. Shawnee's 1-9 overall, 1-1 in region play. And after that, someone's going to get snubbed. That one is going to be in for Brooke Miller, a kill for her. who came in for Ashland Hughes, 21-11. And it will be Maddie Gibbs back to serve. So the way the region tournament, look, Swick has got to win as many games as you can, obviously. That's always the goal. But to get in, you're going to have to pull up some wins against some of these teams right in the middle. Shawnee going to be one of them on tomorrow, as Layla Porter's going to get a kill. Left-handed swing makes it 22-11. Swick within 3 here in set 1. This one hits the top of that and got over. Falcons coming back off the serve. Pullman near the net. Brooke is right there. They try to send it back, and it went right to the right of Brooke and ended up hitting the floor. 23-12. Bailey Henry will come back in. Maddie Gibbs out. Falcons will send Ava Darrow, a freshman out of Flora, Illinois, back to serve. She'll launch this one over near the right line. Henry going to Porter. Right in the middle of the wall to Alcinde, free ball over. Falcons coming back. They'll run it to the left side. Swing, launched over. Grace in the middle for Pullman. Now for Brooke. There we go. 24-12. And set point here in set 1 in favor of the Blue Storm of Southwestern Illinois College. Ashland Hughes will come in for Brooke Miller. It'll be Addie Walton, the libero, looking to finish it off, and she will with an ace. Her 9th of the season, and that gives Swick a set 1 victory, 25-12 in set 1, and very good bounce back after a little bit of a rough Friday a couple days ago. Swick takes the first, 25-12, 1-0 set lead. We're back in a moment for the second set here from Southwestern College. Back in a moment. Look back here to Southwestern College. Set 2, Swick took the first, 25-12. Stu Stackley, as promised from earlier, do have the updated Region 24 standings. We're going to give these to every Region game day. And, well, as I mentioned, Swick sitting in 7th place. It should be 8th place. I have Lincoln Trailhead, and that's not right on there. My apologies. It should be 8th place, though, behind Lincoln Trail. And only 2 matchups tonight, John A. and Shawnee, the other one after with Swick and Southeastern Illinois, and only 1 matchup tomorrow, Swick and Shawnee. So Swick has a chance to go 2-1, and if they could get to 2-1, you look at moving up to, would be tied for 3rd with Kaskaskia and Frontier. So we'll see how it goes. You have the bracket in the bottom right there as well. Again, got a couple ties right now that really can't be broken, essentially. There's no head-to-head matchups. So it's all by coin flip. But Vincent, John A., top 2 seeds right now. Then you have Kaskaskia the 3, Frontier the 4, Shawnee the 5, and Lakeland the 6. Looking in Region 24 play. So the standings look like Swick in 8th tonight. Can move up to, as I mentioned, if they just win here tonight, tied for 5th with Lakeland. Or that's if Shawnee loses, if Shawnee loses, and he'd be tied. If Shawnee wins, he'd be tied for 6th with Lakeland. So we'll see. Obviously, we have 18 region games to play. We're talking about region Stadium's 3 games in. Or 2 games into the region. That's something. Anyway, Swick will be on your right side of the screen, and it will be Ashlyn Hughes, Layla Porter, Bailey Henry, Grace Johnson, Lacey Pullman back to serve, and the libero is Addie Walton. And Pullman will start things off here. Serving right to left. This one's going to be over. Falcons will go left side. They send this one over back right corner. Grace is able to get there. Goes to Pullman now. Left side for Henry. Had it blocked. Addie's able to get there. And this will go to Porter. Left-handed swing. Falcons coming back middle. We'll throw it right side. Launched over Pullman. Going to Grace. Will pass left side for Henry. Swing. Dug out. And then we have a whistle. It's going to be a violation against the Falcons. And Swick will have a 1-0 lead to start things off here in set 2. Pullman will serve this one. Falcons in the middle. We'll go right side, tipped over. Johnson there near the corner. Pullman to Hughes, tip over. Almost found a spot. Great play by the Falcons libero. And Addie Tate to send it over, and it's going to lead to a point. We're tied up at 1. Falcons on the board here in set 2. They've now playing their 7th game here tonight. Are now 1-19 in sets after that first set loss, and a rough season. They've only won 27 games since 2021, their first year back as a program. Right side for Henry. Swing, got it. Bailey Henry gets us back up by 1. Swick is 7-0 against the Falcons, 21-1 in sets. Falcons, when you look at it, as I mentioned, 0-6 coming into tonight. It's actually their worst start out of the years they've been able to play volleyball since 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 out of those 5 years. Johnson blocked. Janaya Harrison on the right side ties things up at 2. They had a win in their first 6 games every year besides this year. In fact, the worst start out of 6 games for the Falcons was 2022. They started 2-4. This year they've went 0-2 and played in a tri-match against Lewis and Clark, lost in 3. East Central Missouri lost in 3, and we're going to have a whistle that's going to go against Southeastern Illinois. Point for Swick, and it's 3-2. No liberos. The Leah Furlow is in. It'll be Ashlyn Hughes back to serve. Then after those 2 losses, lost to Lincoln Trail in 3, Kaskaskia in 3, and then lost to Shawnee in 4. That's Shawnee's one Lone Region win at 1-1. Our other loss was to Vincennes, and very close first set, by the way, 26-24. That's going to go off of Pullman and a kill. And we're trading points here. 6 points in, tied up at 3. Walter will come back in for Hughes. Then the Falcons lost their most recent game on Thursday playing Ren Lake, lost in 3 at home. Henry off the receive, gets to Pullman who tipped it over. Falcons coming back right side. Left-handed swing, going to be blocked. Then it'll be a Swick point. Oh, it's going to be a Falcon point, 4-3. Saying it went over the net, possibly. I believe that's what we had there. That's what it looked like. Four to 3. This will go to Henry, receives it. Pullman for Furlow, had it blocked. Grace sends it backwards, and it's going to hit the floor. 5-3. Falcons with 3 straight. They've grabbed their first lead of the ball game here early on in the second set. Another service over, and it's going to be an ace. Went right off of Henry, straight to the ground. 4 straight by the Falcons, and it's 6-3. Another one. That one's going to be out, so Swick will take advantage of the service error, and it's 6-3. Falcons are 0-6 in the first set. The one time they won a set, as I mentioned, was against Shawnee. That came in the second set, 1-5 on the year. 0-6 in the third set, 0-1 in the fourth set. Swick on the other side is now 7-2 in the first set, and they're 5-3 in the second. And we'll tell you right now, second and third set have not really been their friend this year. Swick will get a point there. Out of their 5 sets so far, 5-3 in the second and third has been their worst, and they're averaging just 20.9 points in the second, 22.5 in the third. Their worst out of any set besides the fifth, obviously. So go to Grace. Right side for Joy Hurley, who came in. Her first time appearing in this one tonight. Tip over by the Falcons. Grace going to Worson. Now we'll go to Henry. Falcons are there. They got to find a teammate. They do. And that'll be sent over a free ball from their libero and Tate. Falcons. Furlow. Falcons trying to get it back over. On the third hit, they do that. It played off the net. Walton going to Grace. Left side. Or sorry, now to Grace. And it's going to be a into the net. Point for the Falcons. 7-5. Up by 2. Falcons will serve this one here. That one's going to be out. So back-to-back service errors by Southeastern Illinois. Pulls back within one. Maddie Gibbs will come in. Grace Johnson back to serve. And she's going to get an ace. That's her 8th of the year. And we're tied up at 7. Came in leading the team in kills, second in hitting percentage, second in digs per set. Adds an ace to that. That one's going to be launched down. Swick has retaken the lead 8-7. This one's going to be over. Falcons in the middle, set. Launched over. Grace is there. We'll go right side for Worcester. Do it backwards. Grace able to get there, though, on a free ball. Just barely got it over. Falcons, left side. Tip over. Near the left line, Gibbs. Going to Worcester. She'll set Furlow for the kill off the touch. And it's 9-7. Alea Furlow with another kill. And played good in set 1. Gets, I believe that's her first to set 2. Freshman out of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. We're in number 3. Falcons try to send it over on a free ball and couldn't get there. I guess it was Miller on that third hit, and it's 10-7. 5 straight. It was 7-5. Now it's 10-7. This one's going to be over. Falcons in the middle. We'll throw it right side. That one's going to be hit over. Worson able to hit up in the middle, in the air for Johnson. Will go left side for Gibbs. Launched it out. They're going to say it was off the touch. No, they're going to say a violation against Southeastern. And we'll take the point anyway. That's 6 straight, making it 11-7. October 17th in Harrisburg, Illinois will be the rematch between these two. Gibbs, left side swing, got it. Maddie Gibbs with her second, and she's staying true to what her stats are looking like right now. 17 kills, and now her 17th set play, averaging right at 1. And it's 12-7. Swick has scored 7 straight. Timeout by the Falcons. We're back in a moment here from Southwestern College. 12-7 in favor of the Blue Storm. Back in a moment. (12-7) the score here in this second set. Falcons down by 5. They've get up 7 straight. Had to burn a timeout. This will go to Hurley on the right side. She's going to find a spot right in the middle. Joey Hurley's on the board. That's her 3rd kill this season. And it's 13-7. Swick has scored 8 straight. Only her 3rd set, by the way, as well. Did not play in those first 7 games. as that is going to be an ace. Another one for Grace Johnson, her second during this rotation, and now she's up to 9 on the year, which would put her tied for 4th with Ashlyn Hughes for the team lead. Next one's going to be over. Falcons set it to the left. That one's going to be off the block. Couldn't keep the streak alive as it'll hit the deck. 14-8. We'll take 9 straight. You always like a 9-0 run. You cannot go wrong with a 9-0 run at any time in a game. And Swick turns a 7-5 deficit into a 14-8 lead, and now it's going to be a 15-8 lead. And on another service error, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is the 3rd straight service error by the Southeastern Illinois College Falcons. Alea Furlow is out. Ashlyn Hughes is in. Addie Waltz in the libero back to serve. Serves it right in the middle. Falcons going left side. Launched over. Waltz going to Worsen. Left side for Gibbs. Off the block. Maddie Gibbs another kill. That's her 3rd. And Swick is up 15-8, their largest lead here in set 2. Took the first by 13, 25-12. Another one here for Walton. Falcons in the middle. We'll throw it left side. That one's going to be hit over. Grace is there on the dig. Worsen will set Gibbs again, looking for back-to-back. She does off the block. We have doubled the Falcons' points once again. 16-8 to score. Next serve is over. Falcons will play it in the middle. Now we'll go left side with libero. Tate is going to swing it over. Blue Storm with Hughes. Launched that one out. And at another point given to Swick for a whistle. Violation, and we'll take it again for Swick. So that would take that. Make it 18-8, and it'll be a double-digit lead. Next service over by Walton in the middle. Falcons right side. Swing, they got it back. And a Hawley on the kill. And it's 18-9. Addie Tate, the freshman of libero, will serve it here. This will go to Johnson. Worsen in the middle for Hughes on a tip over. Falcons diving out. Tate all over it. Now Falcons right side. Worsen there on the dig. Walton. Now to the right with Hurley. Falcons are there. They'll have to play to the left on the pass. That one's going to be blocked. Ashlyn Hughes was there with the hands up. And we're back to a double-digit lead, 19-9. Layla Porter and Lacey Pullman back into the ball game. Joey Hurley and Addie Worsten out. And it will be Pullman back to serve. This one's going to be over. Falcons in the middle. It'll go left side. That one is going to be out of bounds down the left line. Make it 19-9. 29. Pullman will serve this one right in the middle. Falcons going left side. Send it back over to the back line. Grace is there. Pullman will set Porter. Left-handed swing. Not going to get over into the net. 20-10. And they will send Peyton Gower to the sophomore to St. Elmo, Illinois, back to serve. This one's going to be over to Porter. Pullman going right side for Gibbs. Another swing. Nice dig there by the Falcons. I believe that was by McKinley Miller. And she'll get it back on a roll shot. Sends it over the third hit. Hughes tip over the middle. Falcons dive it out, send it back. Gibbs. Pullman. Right side Porter. Libero there is Tate. Able to be there for the Falcons. And they get it over. And Swick cannot get it back. 20-11. And we have a single-digit game once again. Swick is the first team to 20. That's always what you try to do. Be that first team to 20. This will be Porter right on the line. Sends it back. Falcons are there at the net. We go to Hughes. Tip over. Kept up in the air. Falcons will go right side with Harrison. Left-handed swing. Swick is there. He'll pass it right with Porter. Hits the top net. Gets over. Falcons are there in the middle. That one's going to be blocked to a land for a Swick point, 21-11. 4-point game. This one hit over. Hughes just sends it right back. Falcons send it back over again. Grace go in the middle of Pullman now for Hughes again. Falcons blocked on the left side. Have to try it again. We'll see if they go to the left. Nope, they're going to go right with Harrison blocked. Swick point within 3, 22-11. Swick now within 3 here, taking the second set. Falcons on the right side. It's going to be a kill. Went off of Pullman and Gibbs, who converged there. And it's 22-12. It's going to be a hit over. That one's going to be a kill, going all the way back to the wall here in the gym. And Swick within 2, 23-12. Ashlyn Hughes trying to get this one done, and she'll get us one step closer with an ace one right off the libero and Tate. And set point here in set 2 in favor of the Blue Storm of Southwestern Illinois College. Ashlyn Hughes enters double digits in the aces department with 10 now on the year. And how about one more for good measure in the second set? Will not come there. Falcons will send a free ball over. Hughes going to Pullman. Now for forward. Oh, that one's going to be blocked. And Swick will get the win here in set 2 as the block goes out of bounds. 25-12, the same score as set 1. And, well, we're one set away from picking up a set shutout to start the week. Swick takes the second, 25-12. We get ready here for set 3 when we return back in a moment. This is Swick Volleyball here from Southwestern Illinois College. Set 3 about to get underway here from Southwestern Illinois College. Swick has taken the first two, 25-12 in both of those first two sets. I'll get back here to Swick Series Track. Glad to have you along. And 3 region games here in 3 days for Swick. Southeastern Illinois tonight. We'll hit the road for Shawnee tomorrow. And then at Lakeland College Wednesday, we'll get Indian Hills on Friday in non-region play, in Mineral Area in non-region play as well on Saturday. And you look at those two teams, and obviously 2 top teams are, I think Indian Hills is at least top 10. They might be top 5. I don't know if the rankings come out today. I forget if they come out today or tomorrow. I haven't looked at it nonetheless. they came out today. But in the middle area is top 20 for sure, and I'm sure with the way they played against us and Vincennes on Friday, as there's going to be Brooke Miller wasting no time out of the gate here in set 3, puts one down, 1-0. The way they played Friday, I assume they're going to be ranked top 15. Lakeland's going to be a big one Wednesday, though. That's the one I really got circled. Bailey Henry will serve it here. Swick out there. She's going to get an ace before I can get you the lineup out there that we have. Bailey Henry, her 4th ace of the year. Lacey Pullman, Skylar Yates, Brooke Miller, Grace Johnson. Libero is Addie Walton. Another one here for Bailey Henry. This one's going to be over. Falcons in the middle. Going for Harrison off the block. Walton's there. We'll go to Pullman. Left side for Johnson. Swing, had it blocked, and kind of reminds me of the same exact spot in set 1 where Grace was blocked. Just literally, it was almost identical if it wasn't. 2-1. Lakeland played over in Florida this weekend. Believe they went 1-3. It's going to be Skylar Yates with the kill, 3-1. You look at those teams down in Florida, it's the next level competition. You think it's tough playing some of the teams in region play or Indian Hills or Miller area. Oh, my. Miami-Dade College, you're in for a treat. Eastern Florida State down there, just to think of 2. There's a couple more. It's always tough. They really are really good. Sit there with Texas. They're always good. Free ball. That's going to be the 3rd hit. Not going to get over. Swick now leads 4-1. Good start here in set 3. We kind of had that little bit of a slow start in set 2, but not the case in this 3rd set, which is good. Brooke Miller is the one back serving no libero right now. I believe it was Nalea Furlow that came in for Walton. Brooke will send this one over, and it's going to be an ace. 5-1. That's going to be her 4th. No, that's right. First of the year. I think did she not have one Friday? I think she had one Friday. I can't remember. I don't have the stats from the Vincennes game. I have the stats from middle area put in here, but not from Vincennes. And I think she got one against the Trailblazers. I'm not sure anyway. But it is an ace nonetheless. I mean, can't take it away. That one's going to be launched out, 6-1. Swick by 5. Up by 5 in this 3rd set. Let me look and see if those stats have been put in yet. When I looked this afternoon, they were not. This one's going to be hit over. Swick coming back with Johnson on the left side. Off the block, Falcons in the middle now. Send it over on a roll shot. Pullman. Henry going right side with Yates, looking for her 2nd kill. Hit it too strong and out. And it's 6-2. Like I said, I didn't think we played bad against Vincennes. I think we definitely, as I've mentioned earlier, in both games against Vincennes and Miller, could have played better. We could have played better in both. There's no doubt about it. But got to keep moving forward. Got to forget about it and just keep trying to get better every day. That's what's going to build us this year. That one's going to be swung over, and then we have I think it was 2 players that hit the ball. Violation's going to be on Harrison. It's a Swick .72. Addie Werson and Joy Hurley will come in. Lacey Pullman and Skylar Yates will come out. And it will be Werson back to serve. Addie will serve this one here. Falcons kept it alive for the moment, and it's going to go out of bounds on the 3rd hit. Or 2nd hit by Gerhard, trying to pass it over to Wangler, who's on that left side, and over-launched it out of bounds. 8-2, Swick up by 6. Another serve, this will be over, and that's going to be an ace for Addie Werson, the sophomore to Effingham, making it 9-2. Swick up by 7. Came in tied for the lead in service aces with their setting partner in Pullman. No longer that. Falcons down by 7 early. Will go in the middle. Swing, and they put that one down. Walton couldn't handle it. Wangler on the kill makes it 9-3. 6-point game. Be Susie Fritz back to serve for the Falcons. His serve is over, or her serve is over right in the middle. Worsen going right side for Johnson. Falcons are there in the back line, and we'll send this one over. Walton going to Worsen, left side for Johnson. Swing, duck out by Southeastern Illinois, and it's going to go over the net and out. 10-3. Maddie Gibbs will come in for Bailey Henry. We'll also see first-time appearance for Laura Rostaldo, the freshman out of Brazil, coming in for Grace Johnson. Had an ace against Mineral Area, 10th of the year. Looking to do it, get another one here. Will not come on this serve. Falcons right side. Goes right to Worsen. Now we'll go to Hurley. Back to Addie, and she'll send over a free ball. Falcons in the middle. Set right side. Swing, got over. Addie steps up, is there. Worsen now for Hurley into the net. 10-4 the score. Kenley Miller serving it for the Falcons. They get it over. Furlow in the middle. Big swing. I believe that was in, and it was in the back left corner. And Alea Furlow's had a really good night. She makes it 11-4. She's going to come out. Brooke Miller will come in for her. Will be the libero Addie Walton back to serve. Walton will serve this one on a line drive. Falcons. Left side, off the block. It's going to land for a kill. Southeastern Illinois College has made it 11-4. Swick came into tonight undefeated on this home floor. Overall record of 2-0 at home. 0-1 on the road and 4-1 at neutral sites. Coming in Hurley from the right side. Falcons are there, and it's going to land after the first hit. Right in front of the net, 12-5. Lacey Pullman and Skylar Yates will come in. Addie Worsen and Joy Hurley will come out. Will be Pullman back to serve. This one's going to be over. Falcons near the back line. In the middle, swing. That one's going to be out. Do we get a touch, though? We do not. Falcons want one, and we will not get one. It's a point for Swick, and it's 12-5. Next one over here for Pullman. Falcons in the middle. Going left side. That one's going to be off the block. Lands out of bounds off of Swick, 12, and it's 12-6. Goward will serve it here for the Falcons. This one in the middle for Brooke. Dug out by Tate de Libero. Going left side. Blocked. Brooke Miller had that one. 14-6. Wick up by 8. Or is it 13-6? Might be 13. No, they're going to get it 14. Okay. Grace Johnson back in. Laura Rostaldo out. And it will be Maddie Gibbs back to serve. Other region game, by the way, at Shawnee. Saints are hosting the Vols at John A. Logan. That's going to be a kill for the Falcons, 14-7. They are 2 sets through as well when I had the chance to look between the second and the third, and went 25-19 in favor of John A. in the first, 25-7 in the second. Gibbs will come out. Bailey Henry will come back in for her. And it will be Falcons serving this one. Goes to Walton near the back line. Pullman left side for Johnson. A rocket swing. 15-7. Swick by 8. Brooke Miller back to serve. Nalea Furlow, sorry. I was trying to get the F out in Furlow before I finished the first name. And Nalea is in for Walton. That's going to be an ace for Brooke Miller. That's her second of the game, so she wants to get in the category as well. The only one that does not have an ace right now is Joy Hurley, who I believe has not served. Same thing with Layla Porter, who's not served. Nalea Furlow, I don't think has served, and same thing with Skylar Yates, who's not served. So everyone has an ace that's went back to the service line. Right side for Yates. Got it for a kill. That's her second. Skylar Yates, the freshman of Heron, Illinois, makes it 17-7. Averaged 2.1 kills per set her senior year last year at Heron High School. They fell to Carbondale in the regional semifinal. Fell in 3. She was second in hit percentage on the team as well. Roll shot into the net. Swick is within 7, 18-7 the score. Another serve here by Brooke Miller. That one's going to go out of bounds. On that back line, a service here makes it 18-8. She will come out. Addie Walton, libero back in for her. And Ava Darrow, the freshman out of Flora, Illinois, will serve it for the Falcons. This one's going to be hit over to Walton on the right side. Furlow in the middle, almost found the back. Or they're going to say she did off the touch. Okay. It was going to go out, but another kill for Nalea. Makes it 19-8. Yates and Pullman out. Hurley and Worsen in. And it will be Addie back to serve. Averaging just about 4.5 aces. Not aces, sorry. I wish it was aces. Assists per set. 107 and 24 coming into tonight. Hurley from the right side. Off the block. Joy Hurley with the kill. And she has given Swick their 20th point here in set number 3. We're the first team to 20, and we're 5 away from taking victory here in this third set. This one's going to be hit over by Worsen. Falcons will go in the middle. Tip over. Looks like it might have got denied. Falcons are there on the left side. Back to Nalea. Launched it out. And that's one that kind of inexperienced taking over. I've talked about it a couple of times. It's one of those balls where you just want to send it straight down and not try to hit it too strong. Obviously, Furlow tried to go for the back line. A little bit too strong. 20-9. I see a lot at high school level. Just trying to swing it over. You just got to hit it straight down. Henry will go to worst off the receive. Furlow, there's a good swing there. It's going to be launched out, so she gets it right back. How about that? 21-9. And she's someone that is starting to get better here as these 9 games now went on. Came in tonight, 229 hit percentage, 22 kills in 21 sets, 1.05. She's second in blocks right now, just averaging just about a block per set at 23 and 24 sets. And that's going to land for an ace and makes it 22-9. Laura Rostado at the line, by the way. Her second time serving. Bailey Henry also, no, Maddie Gibbs came in for Bailey Henry. Sorry, I was a little bit late. That one's going to be out in the back line, 22-10. Swick is within 3 here in the driver's seat, of course. Try to start off the week back in the win column, pick up their first region win. That would move them to at least in 5th with a tie for right now with Shawnee and Lakeland, but Shawnee down 0-2 in sets to John A. Into the net. Service error puts Swick within 2, so we'll be back out of, we're not going to be in the bottom 3 for too long here, hopefully. Furlow is out, Miller back in. It'll be Addie Walton, the libero back to serve. This one's going to be over. Falcons are there, and it's going to be an ace. Addie Walton with her. Did she go in earlier? I didn't make a note of it. Came in with 8 tonight. I think she did. I don't know. Anyway, nonetheless, it's game point here in favor of Swick, 24-10. It's set 3. Blue Storm looking to finish this one off, and it's back-to-back aces for Addie Walton to end the night. Swick will take the third, 25-10. It's a set shutout as we snap our 2 straight losses and pick up win number 7 overall of the year, proving it's 7-2 overall, 1-1 in region player. First region 24 win. The Falcons dropped their 7th straight to open up the year. They're 0-7, 0-4 in region play. 3-set shutout. We'll talk about it next. Welcome back here to Southwestern Illinois College. Swick picks up the 3-set win over Southeastern Illinois College, winning 25-12, 25-12, 25-10. Proving to 7-2 on the year, 1-1 in region play. The Falcons fall to 0-7, 0-4 in region play. As we welcome into our post-game show, Steven Stack. We're joined here by our post-game guest, the sophomore libero, Addie Waltz. Addie, thanks for taking time to join me.
Yeah, of course.
You guys get back in the win column tonight. I know that's probably the kind of the, I would say, essential thing to do. Obviously, I think there was a lot more you guys were worried about was trying to get back to where you guys were playing before Friday. So tell me, what are your thoughts on how you guys played tonight?
I thought tonight we just focused on getting back in our groove, playing confident. Our serve receive was a lot more steady tonight, so then that allowed us to have a stronger offense, and just focusing on our fundamentals tonight, I think, is what we were really just focusing, was just our basics.
You guys get this win and look at this week. I know, as I just mentioned, you're a little easier competition. You get Southeastern tonight, Shawnee tomorrow, Lakeland Wednesday. That's when things are going to get really tough. How for you guys, how good does it feel to get back in the win column and get this week right on the right foot, 1-0?
It feels good, because then we will go into this week with more confidence, because, yeah, we have Lakeland and then practice Thursday, and then I know we play Indian Hills and then Mineral Area again. All tough games. We've seen them before. So I think starting this week off in the win column and with a strong win, 3 straight sets, high-low score, I think will just lead us to success for this week.
You look at Friday where you guys, I feel like you guys played solid with Vincennes. You were there with them at 4th set after going up 18-9 in the first. That's kind of that second third where everything collapsed in that game. Look at that game and also Middle Area 2, a 3-set loss. What did you guys kind of felt like went wrong? What did you guys learn from Friday?
I think what we learned most was just that we need to focus more on our basics. There's a few things were falling apart during those games. Communication, hitting, blocking, passing, just everything was kind of teetering at times. So I think just staying consistent throughout the whole game and going back to working on our basics that we know are there and strong is what's going to help us succeed in the harder games this week.
Mention those harder games this week. What do you think is the biggest key to staying, I think, complete as a team and hopefully come out this week? Obviously, we would hope for 5-0, but to feel like you're in these games with these tough teams, just succeed. What do you think is the biggest key?
Definitely communication and allowing our momentum to take us up, but not letting it bring us down. I think in the bigger games, we get so caught up with, like, if we get a kill, well, that's just what we have to do. And instead of being like, that's a kill, yes, like, celebrate, oh, my God, let's use this and let's push a few more.
Addie, thanks for coming up. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Back in a moment. Swick pulls out the 3-set win over Southeastern Illinois College, and big time region win. Obviously, always the first one's always the big is a big one because you got to get the first win to put yourselves in the door. Tracking right now that John A. Shawnee game. Let me see if they were. It was 21-13 John A. in the third. Let's see if that one's went final yet. Yes, 25-13 in the third in favor of the Volunteers. So John A. will pull up the set sweep against Shawnee, and that's going to change things with the stand-ins. Let me update that real quick for you. Can I find a spot somewhere on my paper to update this for you? Yeah. One second here. I'm trying to get these stand-ins wrote down where I have it updated. So Swickwood with this win, by the way, will move into a 5th place tie with Lakeland at 1-1. And that will move Shawnee to 7th. Okay. All right, here we go. These are the updated region standings after the 2 games tonight. As I show this here, this is from earlier today, so it's not my update stands I have for you now. But as you saw, only 2 games tonight, Southeastern Illinois and Swick, and then John A. and Shawnee tonight, and then obviously Swick Shawnee, the only matchup tomorrow. But this is what it looks like after Swick goes 3-0 against Southeastern Illinois. John A. goes 3-0 against Shawnee. Standings go like this. First place, Vincent's 4-0. John A. Logan in second, or tied for first, sorry. Vincent's 4-0. John A. Logan tied for first at 4-0. I'll move Kaskaskia to third at 2-1. Also in third is Frontier at 2-1. Fifth place is Lakeland 1-1. Southwestern Illinois College 1-1. Seventh placed Shawnee at 1-2. Eighth place Lincoln Trail 1-3, and then tied for, at ninth place Wabash Valley 0-3, and then last place is Southeastern Illinois 0-4. Swick will get Shawnee tomorrow on the road, and then we'll play Lakeland on the road Wednesday. I'll be back Wednesday for Swick Volleyball. We're going to have some Swick soccer tomorrow as the men will get Parkland College. That's going to be an interesting one tomorrow. So we'll be back Wednesday for a big one against Lakeland. As I mentioned, that's the one I kind of have circled right now with how good the two have been last year. You talk about Swick going 0-6 against them in the regular season, and then able to defeat them in the postseason, the region tournament semifinals. So it's going to be a really good one tomorrow. Very looking forward to it. Wednesday. Just see how Swick plays. I think you got to keep getting better and better. And I think tonight is exactly what you need. 3-set win. Obviously, you're hoping to make this one quick, and Swick did exactly that. And back in the win column. Let's see if we can carry that over into the rest of this week. And I'll take a 5-0 week. I know it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be tough, but the bare minimum hopefully is 3-2. If we can pull out one of the 3 wins against Lakeland, Indian Hills, or Mineral Area, go win one of those 3 and possibly 2 of those 3. That'd be great. Anyway, all right, let's go wrap it up here on a Monday night from Swick. Swick gets it done in 3 sets, 25-12, 25-12, and 25-10 to prove to 7-2 on the year and 1-1 in region play. Falcons fall to 0-7, 0-4 in region play. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good rest of your Monday night. Have a good week as well. And the next time I see you, I'll see you later.